Welcome to this step-by-step walkthrough of the Debt Snowball Tracker template. If you're ready to take control of your finances and pay off debt faster, this tool will help you stay organized, track your progress, and stay motivated along the way. Before we get started, don't forget to check out our website and explore our other financial products designed to help you succeed. If you'd like to support us, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really makes a big difference. Now, and let's dive in. We'll begin with the instructions page. Take a moment to go through this detailed guide. It explains exactly how to use the template step by step. You can also check out the sample template attached for a clear idea of how everything works. When the sample template first opens, it might take a little time to fully load. At first, you may see some error messages. For example, we just saw the error in red that said column 2 must be numeric. Don't worry, that's normal. Once the sheet finishes loading, those errors will disappear. And if the screen looks too zoomed in or out, you can adjust it by pressing Control and minus to zoom out, or Control and plus to zoom in. Now let's move on to the Debt Snowball tab. This is how the template will look when you first duplicate it. It will be completely empty, and you can start populating your own values. We'll begin with the name. Important note, you don't need to type your name in the cell that already says name. Instead, type it in the cell that says enter your name. Once you do, your name will automatically appear at the top of the dashboard. When you see the heads up pop-up message, just click OK to continue. Next, you can update the currency by editing it. When you do, a heads up pop-up will appear letting you know the cell is protected. That's okay. You can still edit it by clicking OK. Just be careful not to make changes to any other cells with formulas, since those are protected to keep the template working correctly. Now let's move on to the start date. Here, you'll enter the month and year when you want to begin calculating your debt snowball. This date is important because it generates your repayment timeline and payoff projections. If you select the current month or a future month that hasn't come yet, you'll see a warning message pop up, just like the one shown here. The strategy used in this template is the Debt Snowball Method, which is one of the most popular and effective approaches to paying off debt. Next we have is monthly extra payment, which is an additional amount you choose to pay toward your debts each month on top of the minimum payments required by your lenders. This extra money is what gives the snowball method its power. Once your smallest debt is paid off, that extra amount gets rolled into the next debt, helping you pay everything down faster. Here, you can enter the amount you'd like to add as your monthly extra payment. As we scroll down, you will find space where you can jot down any important notes or reminders. To utilize it effectively, you might record things like payment due dates, lender contact details, or any changes to your repayment plan. Now comes the debt table, where you'll enter the details of each debt. Start with the debt name, which is simply a label to identify the account. For example, credit card 1 or car loan. Next is the initial balance, which is the total amount you currently owe on that debt. Then enter the interest rate, which is the annual percentage rate your lender charges. Finally, fill in the minimum payment, which is the lowest monthly payment required for that debt. The graph above the debt table updates automatically based on the amounts you enter. It organizes your debts from the smallest balance to the largest, regardless of the interest rate. So you can clearly see the order in which they'll be tackled using the snowball method. After entering your debt details, scroll up to the top of the sheet. Here, you'll see a series of summary cards. These cards are automatically generated by the formulas, and they give you a snapshot of your overall debt payoff progress. They also show the order in which each debt will be paid off. The debt with the smallest balance will appear first, and the rest will follow in sequence. The very first card is your overview card showing the current balance. That means how much you still owe. The monthly extra payment is the additional amount you're putting toward your snowball as discussed before. The minimum payment is what the lender requires each month. The total monthly payment combines your minimum plus your extra contribution. The total interest owed shows how much interest you'll pay overall. Next cards aligned horizontally with debt-free date, which tells you when this debt will be completely paid off. The charts for each debt give you a quick visual overview of your progress. They clearly show which debts have already been paid off, and by hovering over the chart, you can see both the total amount paid and the remaining balance still to pay. Now comes the main part of the tracker, the repayment schedule. This section shows you exactly how much to pay each month and which debt to focus on. The very first table under the overview card gives you a month-by-month snapshot of your total debt balance. Here, the first columns is the month which starts. Based on the start month you've chosen, the table values will automatically update to show the exact amount to be paid in each period. Months that have already passed will appear with a strike-through, making it easy to see your progress at a glance. Remember, these tables are completely automated. There's no need to edit them manually. In fact, making changes here could break the formulas, so simply let the tracker do the work for you. Next column is the balance. That is the total amount to pay or paid for that particular month. Last is the adjustment column shown as plus or minus. In case you have paid more, then add it there, and if paid less, then add negative amount to balance it. Let's look at an example to understand how this section works. If we take the row for November 2025, you'll notice that the total balance column shows $4,689. This represents the total remaining debt at the start of that month. Now looking at the tables below, these show the individual payments for each debt. For example, in November, you can see that credit card 1 has a payment of $370, while the car loan requires a payment of $500. The interest column, which shows $2.86, represents the interest charged for that month. Once the payment and interest are applied, the balance for that debt reduces to $2,084. This same logic applies to all your debts. Each month, as you make payments, your balances decrease and interest is automatically calculated based on your input rate. By June 2026, you'll be completely debt-free after making your final payment of $127 in May. We've now come to the end of this video. I've walked you through how this template works and how you can use it to manage and pay off your debts effectively. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us by email or use the chat feature for support and guidance. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best on your debt-free journey. Have a wonderful day.